All right, so I'm going to do an update of the gallbladder surgery post-op, obviously. So it's been 2 weeks. Well, tomorrow will be 2 weeks from the time I actually had the surgery. I came back from the doctor today to do a post-op. He just wanted to check and make sure that the incision where the belly button was doing good. He said it was perfectly fine, and all of that. And so he said the surgery only took 30 minutes. It's crazy. 30 minutes. He said everything else looked perfectly fine in there. Because I was like, is everything else looking good in there? Because since you're in there, he said everything else looked perfectly fine. And so that was good news, obviously. The stones, based on the report, ranged in size. Okay. But the largest stone, and I found something here that could give me a general idea of the size, was this big. That's how big the largest of the stones were. So I told a nurse friend of mine. So I took a screenshot of the report and sent it over to her to kind of explain because it's all medical stuff and like mumbo jumbo. And she was surprised I had a stone that big. She was like, "Dang." Because yeah, and so that was why I was feeling sick, is because like just constantly, is because I had these types of things just in there. And given the different range of stones, some of them are very tiny, up to that size. Excuse me, it was easy for them to get stuck. And so then you start having pains because it gets stuck in the actual bile duct. And so it was not fun when I had it. Now, um, since then, I've been able to eat just about anything. I haven't had any restrictions whatsoever. There's nothing that bothers me. Thankfully, it feel actually, to be honest with you, I feel a lot healthier. I've lost weight. Like you can just tell I've lost weight. Um, I feel younger. I told Noel this. Like I said, I don't know how to really explain it, but I feel internally, I feel like younger. Like I feel like I'm not as sluggish and slow, and I don't know. Like it doesn't. It just doesn't feel like I'm as weak as I wasn't weak before, but it just seems like I have more strength and more energy and more everything. Because just having that in there was just bad, and it needed to definitely come out. Noelle was reading the report and she was like, "Yeah, that definitely needed to come out. It was getting discolored and everything based on the information. It was really becoming a problem." So, had I waited, then there could have been a big issue. My big thing was travel. Next year I'm hoping to travel to Haiti to do some work. If I had a gallbladder attack there, it would be a problem. Or if I had a rupture or something happened with it while I was there, I don't know what I would have done. Because the place I go to in Haiti, I mean, there is a hospital there, but it's ran by a nonprofit. But mm, you see what I'm saying? So that's one thing. But not even just if I went to Haiti. If I went anywhere, if I went to Bowling Green, Kentucky, I know the hospital's there. The fact that I would actually have to have a surgery well far away from home is not something that's cool, because you still have to get on a plane to go back. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it was the best decision I could have made under the circumstances, obviously, because there was problems. Obviously, the fever I had was indeed because I had a fever and I thought it was the cold, but I think I did probably have some cold issues and some flus and whatever, but I do believe it was the gallbladder because it lasted for several days. So my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they got me this hydro flask. I poured this coffee literally an hour ago. It was piping hot, and it's still so hot I can't drink out of it. They have a company there out of Columbus that they go to for their coffee. And they know how much I love coffee, so they sent me this Christmas. They also sent me this big bag of coffee and the shirt, which I really like. It says filter coffee, not people. For one, it's awesome because the shirt's kind of tropically. It's a coffee plant. But I like the saying. Also, they sent me some other stuff too. I mean, they literally spoiled me. I have some dark chocolate cashews and some cinnamon pecans, all tasty. Just perfect. So thank you to them. I mean, I really do appreciate it. But yeah, they spoil, and this is Noelle's sister, the really cool one. They really spoiled us this year in terms of just Christmas stuff and all of that, and so it was really nice. And so I told Noelle, I said, and they got me this other thing too. It's like a seal that goes on the coffee. It's really really cool. If you ever play, I told her, I said it reminds me of the when you're charging your shields in Apex Legend. You know, the thing you pull. That's basically what it looks like, but it helps keep your coffee or whatever super fresh. So it was really really nice. So coming off that, which we opened yesterday, was really really cool. Someone asked me about food in terms of this, getting back to the gallbladder thing, because I went off on a tangent. But someone asked me about food in terms of, like, can you drink certain things, eat certain things? I haven't had an issue with hot drinks, cold drinks, coffee, soda. Unfortunately, I've had soda, water, none of that. Nothing has upset my stomach. And I did fall off the wagon and I ate beef. Actually, Noelle went to Wendy's and I got me a triple, which is the worst thing you could probably have. I downed that triple like you wouldn't have want to seen it. If you saw how I was eating, you probably would have called the police. I mean, I'm being honest. Like, you probably would have called the cops in terms of how I was eating that triple. That's the worst thing you can get. It's not at all healthy. I totally understand that, but it tastes. Oh my goodness, you just don't understand. So I was sitting nervously waiting while I was eating, waiting for my stomach to hurt. I was waiting for there to be a problem. Nothing. Nothing. And in fact, like I've noticed when I would eat, I would just feel like a weight. I couldn't hardly eat things because food just seemed like it just sat. I don't know how to explain it to people that don't really go through this, but when you eat something, it seemed like it just sat there, and I would feel bloated and full and all of that. And I ate this, and it was like like it was. I remember how this feels like. I remember back when I could eat food and it was totally fine. I was able to eat and I felt totally fine. Totally fine. Prior to that, anything I ate, even a salad, would sit. Everything I ate just never, and I got used to it because I never knew. Over time, gradually, it got to that point I didn't really notice it. But once you get the gallbladder out and you eat things, you notice, like, things start to just, I can truly eat. And so I think that has helped, obviously, with me and with my weight and everything else. Not that I was, like, super fat or nothing, but, like, I've noticed, Noelle has noticed, that obviously that was a contributing factor. The other part is too sleeping. I've talked about it a little bit, but sleeping has been a problem for me. Only in the last few years have I actually had issues with sleeping. Before, I could never, not like Noelle. Noelle, you can put Noelle, she could sleep standing up. I mean, it doesn't matter the circumstances. Noelle can close her eyes and boom, asleep. I can't do that. I wish I could. But she can sleep darn near anywhere. Doesn't matter. But I noticed that it was harder and harder and harder for me to sleep and stay asleep. And I would be up literally for a full day or two at a time. Just can't go to sleep. And so after I've had this surgery, I've noticed that I've been able to fall asleep Really and truly, the day I came home, I just fell asleep on the couch. Now, obviously. The next day, fell asleep. Just boom. And I noticed every day I was able to just boom, just fall asleep because I was just exhausted. Exhausted. And so now I still have a little bit of insomnia, but it's not like it was. Like this thing tells me how much deep sleep I have, as well as shallow sleep and waking sleep and all that. It tells me all of that. But to be honest with you, I know that I've actually had some decent sleep. Hold on one second. Okay, it was a package. But anyhow, so I've noticed that I've been able to actually just sleep a lot better. And it has really, really been great to be able to actually get much needed rest. So I would say 2 weeks in, or 2 weeks after the surgery, I don't really feel any sort of pain at all. Sorry, I have a hair in my mouth. I don't feel any sort of pain at all. I don't have, now one area here to the side that I talked about, where I've actually pinched it. I talked to the doctor today about it, and he just said, like he wasn't concerned about it. But that one incision on the side, that's really been the only thing. It's a little bit raised, but I think that it will start to go down. My belly button, no issues at all. None of the incisions are a problem. The one that has healed the most was the one that was up here, up at the top. It actually has healed the most, the fastest. All the stitches are gone on that one. The others, they're working on it, but really not at all a problem. I mean, nothing has been. I was super lucky. The doctor even said like I was, amazing. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe. As far as if I'm going to do more and more and more about these, I don't see, unless there's a major problem that comes up, because I'm able to eat everything. I don't have any issues, haven't had a fever. Some people and my friend who's a nurse asked, well, have you had any sort of fevers after? Nothing. I really and truly, if I didn't feel better and if I didn't have these wounds, I wouldn't have thought that I even had a gallbladder removed. Like I feel absolutely zero pain. And I told the doctor, I said, the first day I felt horrible, but literally I could move around, that type of thing. And I told him on day 3, I was able to touch the floor. Like I was able to bend over, and he was like, that's great. So, literally I don't have any sort of issue, any sort of pain. The only thing was, that last Friday, this one on the side here hurt like hell when I leaned over. See, I can do it now and there's no problem. So I think it was just a matter of everything over there just tight. And again, this doctor, not the friendliest guy in the world, obviously. He tries, but he's the Peyton Manning of surgeons, that's for sure. I have to say. I mean, he was really, really, really good. Really good. Like the incisions don't even hurt. Like I don't know how other people's things are. And I told him, I said, this was less than the wisdom teeth, and he was explaining kind of the differences. But like the wisdom teeth were not bad when they cut them out, but that I had more pain there. This pain here was more intense, I guess, but it lasted a lot less time. And the wisdom teeth was just a long, prolonged kind of pain, and then it dulled off. This, after 2 days, was gone. I mean, unless you pressed on something, there was nothing. So anyhow, that's pretty much it. Like I said, we'll do probably another update unless something major happens, or if I notice something weird, or if I eat something I notice a weird problem. But that's pretty much going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you. Take care.